Welcome to video 3 in our lesson 3-4 video series on intercepts. In video 2 we focused on finding the x-intercept algebraically. In video 3 we're going to focus on finding the y-intercept algebraically. So just a reminder, the y-intercept is the y-coordinate of the point at which the graphing equation crosses the y-axis. And wherever the graph crosses the y-axis, our x value is going to have to be 0. So this is going to be kind of the opposite of what we did for x-intercepts. For x-intercepts, we plugged in 0 for y. For our y-intercepts, we're going to plug in 0 for x. And we're always going to write our ordered pair, our answer is an ordered pair, in the form of 0, y. The x value will have to be 0 to be a y-intercept, and then the y value will be whatever y value we find when we plug in x and solve for y. Now, we do have a little bit more options as far as finding the y-intercept goes. We do have the skills we need to be able to figure out the y-intercepts of linear, quadratic, and exponential functions. So we will go ahead and discuss all three right now. And we will go ahead and do an example of each. We want to find the y-intercept of the given equation. Now, on the linear functions, we do have a little bit of a trick, and you will see our little note up here. In the linear equation, the y-intercept can also be found by putting the function in slope-intercept form and finding the b, y equals mx plus b. In this case, this already is in y equals mx plus b form, so our y-intercept would be 4, which means the ordered pair would be 0, 4. If you were not to recognize that right away, if you were to go ahead and plug in 0 for x, and go ahead and simplify it, 5 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 4 is 4, so you would arrive at the same answer, 0, 4. So either way, whichever you think is going to be the most effective strategy on linear functions, you can either put it in slope-intercept form and find the intercept that way, or you can go ahead and plug in 0 for x, whichever you find easier. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into an example of a quadratic. So again, we're going to follow the same strategy. We're going to plug 0 in anywhere we see an x. In this case, we're going to see it in two different situations. Now, 0 squared is going to be 0. So we're going to have 3 times 0 minus 5 times 0 plus 2 equals y. Now, we know that 0 times anything is just going to be 0. So that's going to be 0 minus 0 plus 2 equals y. So y is going to be 2. So our ordered pair is going to be 0, 2. And you can just ignore my little stray mark there. Our ordered pair is right here, 0, 2. Alright, last example, an exponential. We're going to go ahead and plug in 0 for x here. Now the important thing that you're going to need to remember on this is our exponent property of 0. Remember, anything raised to the 0 power is going to be 1, not 0. That's a common mistake people will make when they're finding the y-intercept. And then we're going to go ahead and simplify. Negative 2 times 1 gives us negative 2 plus 4. So y is going to be 2. So we write our ordered pair. The x is always 0. Our y we just found was 2. And we have successfully found the y-intercept for a linear, a quadratic, and an exponential function. Alright, you guys go ahead and dominate these you-try problems. Check your solutions. And we'll be back for our final video. See you guys then.